Hi there Mazda owners. Today in your 2016 Mazda CX-9, we're going to be taking a look at and showing you how to install Tekonsha's T1 vehicle wiring harness. And this is what our wiring looks like when it's installed. That's right, you can't see it because it's hidden inside the vehicle. It's designed to stay inside the vehicle when not in use. And this is actually my preferred way to do it. Even though it may seem like it's an extra step to have to get it out, it's going to be much more protected inside the vehicle here because it's not going to be exposed to the elements. If it is stored outside, you can put dielectric grease in there to help slow down corrosion, but it's just something that's just inevitable to happen, so having it in here is going to be better than any dielectric grease would be. When you're ready to use it, it simply drapes over the back. Our weather stripping will pinch it to hold it in place. Just make sure that you avoid the striker at the middle. And here we can see our connector. There's plenty of length there to be able to plug into our trailer, and it does have a dust boot that comes included on it, so if you were maybe moving a couple of trailers around and plugging into a couple throughout the day, maybe dropping something off that you rented, you could leave it out here in the back and cover it up for those temporary moments. It is a 4-flat trailer connector, so it's going to provide you with all of your necessary lighting signals. This includes your left turn signal, right turn signal, tail lamps, and brake lamps, which will keep you DOT compliant in all states. This harness is custom fit for this vehicle, which makes the installation extremely easy. It simply plugs into a factory connector located behind one of the panels on the side of the vehicle there. So if you want to follow along with us, now that we've covered some of the features of our wiring, we'll show you how to get those panels off and get this plugged in. I would say this is something that you can probably do at home in about a half an hour. We'll begin our installation here at the back of the vehicle. We need to access the factory connector, which is located behind our paneling at right about this area here. To access that, we're going to have to pull this panel away. So we'll remove our tray here. We'll just pull this up, set it aside. We'll also remove the side trays on each side. Just pull those up. They just set aside as well. This tray here also just kind of pulls up. You might have another tray here. We can just push this guy up inside there. This tray will just lift up. We can set this aside. And then we're just going to get our jack out of the way. There's a single T screw here. Just loosen this up. And then just lift this up and just set it out of the way there. The threshold has to come off. So we're going to remove the tray on the other side as well. This is the same tray that we just removed over in that corner. We have to pull it off on both sides. And then this is just going to pull straight up. So we're going to get kind of underneath of it, and starting on one side, we're just going to work our way down. Just kind of pulling it up, popping it off the tabs. And then we can set this aside as well. So now that we've got this threshold removed, we can see that there was a fastener located below it there. We're just going to take our screwdriver and get underneath the lip there, and then just give it a little bit of a twist, and that'll pop up the center release tab. Once it's popped up, you can just pull that little pin out of there. We also have to remove the hooks that are located. There's one located here. You're going to have a hook. And there's also one further up right here. There's also going to be a hook. This one, you just pull this out to reveal the screw. And the one down here below, to reveal the screw on this one, you're going to first pull down on the hook. And then we'll take our screwdriver in here, and we're just going to twist this to pop that cap right there. And now we can access the screw inside there. We'll grab our 10mm socket now and get these removed. And then we'll remove the other one using the same size socket. And now the whole panel should be able to pull back. So we're just kind of peeling the weather stripping back just enough right here on the corner so we can get our hands back in there. And now we're just going to pop the panel out. There we go. So if we pull back our panel, we can find our connector here. This is the 12-volt outlet inside the panel here. So if we can almost just go straight forward from where that is, that's where you're going to find that connector. So now we'll grab our harness, and it's going to plug directly into that. Now, since it is pretty far forward, it's about at this point, So far forward, it can be difficult to install the fuse after you plug it into the connector, so we're going to install the fuse now. Normally I recommend installing the fuse after you've got all your other connections made, but we don't really have a ground wire or anything else to plug in. We're just plugging this one connector in, and it's going to be just a whole lot easier to get that plugged in right now. This fuse came included with our kit, so just pull it out of the bag and slide it in there, and then we're just going to pull our panel back now and slide our connectors together. Make sure it clicks, give it a little bit of a tug. We can now fix our module to the side wall. I've taken a little bit of alcohol on a rag, and I'm just going to clean the surface where I'm going to be using the double-sided adhesive that comes included to stick it to. Now we'll take our double-sided adhesive, we're going to peel back the backing off of one side. Grab our module now. We're going to stick one side onto the module. And then we'll peel off the adhesive backing off the other side. And then we're just going to take the module now and stick it in place in the area that we had cleaned up. And we just want to hold it there for a good 20 to 25 seconds to ensure good adhesion. And we can use some of the zip ties that come included in our kit to secure our wiring. I'm taking the 4-pole wire that's coming out of the module now, and I left a little bit of slack behind the panel so that way we don't ever pull tight on it, give it a little bit of a strain relief, and zip tied it to the factory wiring going towards the center of our vehicle here. So now that we've got everything plugged in, we want to verify that it's working properly. I like to do this before putting all my panels together in case I've got any issues. I can correct it without having to undo all the work that we just did. I also recommend that you plug in a tester like we're using here, because if you go to plug into your trailer, if you have any faults on your trailer, you can get incorrect readings and you might think that your vehicle's got some kind of issue where it's not working properly, but it's actually a short or another issue with your trailer causing the lighting function not to work. With a tester like this, we can ensure that our vehicle's working properly. So if you're getting wiring, I'd recommend adding that to your cart on checkout. You want to make sure you have your left turn signal, right turn signal, tail lamps, and brake lamps. So now that we know that everything's working properly here at the back, we can reinstall all of our panels in reverse order of how we removed them. Our connector here, we're just going to route into the rear storage paneling, and we're going to let it sit inside that tray there. So now we got everything reinstalled. This is where your connector is going to hang out. There's actually a little bit of kind of a little notch here in your lower panel, so you can route it right up into this compartment. And you can take the dust cap that comes included with it as well, slide that on the end, and it's just going to store right here into this back compartment. And that'll complete your installation of Tekonsha's T1 4-pole flat trailer connector vehicle wiring harness on our 2016 Mazda CX-9.